Okay, we're good. So, this is a bit of a different video, and yes, I am wearing a tank top because it's actually quite warm. Dang it. Bit of a blister on the inside of my toe. Somewhat hurts. But, yes, that's besides the point. The point is, I sort of want to talk about the Switch in more detail and sort of why I really haven't bought one. Is it because I hate Nintendo and stuff like that? It's not. I can say that without a doubt. It's not, I don't hate Nintendo. Let me put it this way. I don't hate them in the traditional sense, like why I avoid them. Words. It is late at night. It's like 10:30. I don't like them that much, considering that even their used games are actually somewhat there you go. Actually, let me do that, and then there you go. Are somewhat expensive. Like, even like a used copy of, let's say, Pokemon Sword and Shield, right, is still like $70. And this is after like a number of years. And it's like, it's like, why? Why are you still... Granted, some of it is the retailer, as well as what Nintendo wants it priced at for used. Like, if I look at there we go. I just bought a Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. It's still like $66 right now. It's like little expensive, shall we say. And if I do Pokemon Sword, which is another one I'm looking at, even the DLC, the one with DLC is like $90. So you're looking at about $112, $113 at that point. Why don't you just buy new? Pokemon Sword by itself is $66. Same with Shield. Ooh, excuse me. Yeah, so it's that sort of stuff. It's like, I don't hate the product and all that. It's the way that their marketing is great. It's the way that they price their stuff accordingly is what I basically have an issue with. Let me put it that way. There we go. Just trying to adjust my light. That's sort of what I'm having the issue with. It's not the hardware and all that. It's the way that they price their stuff. Even, for example, I think the launch price for a Switch was $379. I think it was around $379. I think. Let me just re-Google that. I think it was like 3 something. Yeah. I think. Oh, okay. $3.99. Okay. Wow. I thought it was like $3.79. Oh, for some reason I thought it was. Yeah, so here's one from Mobile Syrup from August 5th of 2019. It was $3.79 at launch, and then it went back to $3. It was at $3.79, so $3.80, and then they bumped it to $400. And that's because of the Switch OLED coming out. So, yeah. That's another reason why I haven't bought one, is because of the price. But I'm now, because of me working, and I do want to talk a bit about that, I am looking at getting one within the next 3 days, basically 3-4 days from now. Because for those who do not know, I'm actually taking some time off work to visit family, try a bit of family reunion and stuff like that over the next few days. So I'm actually not even going to be here. So yeah, so I'm hoping, fingers crossed, I can pick one up while I'm away. Is that possible? Yes. It's probably, I would say, 10 to 20% chance. But who knows, right? Who knows? If I do pick one up, I will record sort of like a mini unboxing video of it. Not with the standard camera that I use, which is the GoPro Hero 4. Sorry, Session 4. I'll just use my phone. So yeah. There is also a possibility I could try to pick one up while I'm coming back on Friday the 7th, I think it is. Let me just double check that here. Yes, 7th. But I think that one will be a little bit tighter to get a hold of because of coming in from the airport and catching a train to the train station, then catching another train. The only way that could possibly work is if the train is delayed by like at least an hour, but I doubt it. Yeah, so if I can't pick one up while I'm away or try to get one while I'm waiting for the train, I do have another solution, which is we'll just wait until like November. See what's probably out at that point on the Switch side of things. Gives me a little bit of more, or it's like I said, it's quite late. It gives me a little bit more time to look at games and stuff like that and figure out that whole situation. So, work. So it has been a month now since I've started. I actually started a month yesterday, actually. Yeah. Month yesterday. Wow. No, sorry. Something like that. Just over a month. And works fine. Like, it is what it is. Like, I'm making charcuterie boards. Like, basically, like, nibble, like, basically snack boards, basically, with, like, meat, cheese, that sort of stuff. And, like, it's fine. Like, it is what it is. Do I enjoy it? Debatable. Obviously, I like the guys I work with, that whole group. I enjoy working with. The hours, you might be wondering, what are they? It's a typical 8-hour day. It just depends on when I start, basically. Like, oh crap. Give me a second here. Sorry about that. I just had to put in when I left work in my list. I completely forgot about doing that, and I typically do that right when I leave. But I was just so busy just trying to get out of there. Today was a zoo. Yesterday was busy because yesterday was Canada Day for us where I live. So today was actually busier than I thought it was going to be. And you might be wondering, like, oh, when's your last day before your trip? Tomorrow, actually. So that could be a bit of a coin flip. And what I mean by that is it could be very, very busy, or it could be pretty much dead. Because if they are calling for rain and stuff like that, thunderstorms, all that. It was very smoky this morning because of there's still some wildfires out of Montreal, Quebec, that whole area that affect us. And it looked like this morning that my shift could have been canceled, but ended up not. So could that affect my shift tomorrow? Absolutely. So like I said, like there are some days where I do work later in the day, like 12, but I don't get off until like 8. And then I have to clean up and all that, so I'm not done till 8:45, 9:30. But in that case, I do enjoy it because I do get lunch, right? I can have lunch earlier, but still lunch. Whereas if I work at, let's say, 10 o'clock, like I have been for the last 3 days, I think. Yes, last 3 days. Or will be next 3 days. Because I leave on the Tuesday. The 4th of July. Independence Day. Yeah. So I actually don't mind working earlier. even though I'm not typically a morning person, I don't enjoy getting up early in the morning, because it only allows me to have breakfast. But on the flip side of that, I get home earlier. So there's that. It's about 2 hours earlier, roughly, maybe closer to 3 hours once tidy up and all that's done. Like I said, it is what it is. And typically, and you might be thinking, like, what is your mindset with it? So typically with a job that I've had in the past, I don't look at the end date. It's like, okay, I'll run, let's say the contract is 3 months, right? So be it. It's a 3-month contract. I'm there for 3 months. I'm done. This one's a little bit longer, obviously. I think it's 4 months. May, June, July, August, September, October. It's like 5.5 months. Something like that. And with this one, I am sort of looking at the end date. Like, it's not like I'm counting down days. That will probably come, I would probably say late September, early October. But yeah, it's getting close to end time. And you might be thinking, like, with so much time taking off, like, how much more time are you taking off? I'm actually going to be taking one more day off in August, so next month. And then I'm taking about, I think it's 3 days, I believe. Let me just look here. Basically 3 days. In September. Yeah, 3 days in September. Yeah, 3 days in September. But I'll be dealing with all that paperwork. When I get back from this trip. And that's basically it. That's the only big other trip that I'm going to be taking this year. And this trip, the one in September, was sort of unplanned, basically, until I looked at it. I'm like, oh, I kind of want to do it. Because it has been a number of years since I've gone up to that facility. But yeah, so the Switch, back to that whole situation. There was a point in 17, I think, or 18. I think it would have been 18. That I did a landscaping job for 2 days. And you might be wondering, wow, you must have sucked considering it was only 2 days. That's all they needed help for, right? There was an opportunity to potentially do 3 days, but they didn't end up needing my help, so I stayed back. So I could have picked one up, but unfortunately I didn't get the go-ahead to do it. And then 2019 till basically May of this year, I wasn't working, right? So there was really no, what's the right word here? Logical way that I could budget to spend almost between 500 to 600 on a system that I know budget wise I have nothing to cover it, right? Because I'm not working, right? So I can't cover that loss, right? Like, for example, when I bought the 3D printer, that was the first thing I bought when I got paid. Because I've been looking at it for a long time. Not as long as the Switch, but I knew I had a need for the 3D printer right away. Because there's a lot of projects with it that I'm doing with it right now. It's obviously not printing right now. It did earlier, but a print failed like 13 minutes in. I am going to do another print of it tomorrow. So hopefully I can get that solved. And yeah, we'll go from there. But so that's sort of why I bought that first, was because I actually have a need for it right away. Like, I have some projects planned with it. Not content related, just projects around the house. So it kind of made sense to do that first and wait to get the Switch later. And once I knew this trip was happening, I thought, okay, there is a possibility of me being able to pick up a Switch while I was out there. And at that point, I was thinking it's probably a 5 to 10% chance. It's probably now a 10 to 20% chance. So if I can do it, great. If I have to wait until, if I can do it in on Friday when I return, so be it. If I have to wait till November, so be it. Like, I'm not in a hurry to get one, considering it's been 6 years, I think. What was it? 2017. 6 years. Yeah, 6 years. I've been waiting to get one. I can wait a little longer. Like I said, it also gives me some time to look at games and stuff like that, besides the one I'm potentially picking up with it if I get the chance. Like, I know Overwatch I can play on it right away, potentially Dreamlight Valley at some point, because it is going to become free at some point. I don't know when. Obviously, I have no idea when. All I know, is that it's going to become free at some point. So yeah, so it's not going to be that big of a deal. I can just wait for that game to become free. So yeah, so there are some games obviously that I can get right away, like Overwatch 2, and I believe there's a few others that I was looking at a while ago, which I can't remember any of them anymore. But like I said, if I can get a hold of one of the games plus the system while I'm out there, great. If I can only get a system, so be it. And I'll try to get a game while I'm in Toronto on Friday, if I have the time, considering trains and stuff like that. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Like I said, if I do end up being able to get one while I'm out there, great. Then expect a shorter, probably a couple minute video. I don't know if I'm gonna. I probably will upload it while I'm there, like out west. Or what I might do is I might wait until Friday. That's probably what I'll do. And the reason why I'm saying that is because then I can use Wi-Fi at the airport to upload it while I'm waiting for my flight. Oh my god, I do want to talk about Friday though. Friday, which is the 7th of July, is going to be busy because my flight is at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. I don't get in until 1 p.m. roughly. Then I have to get through security, catch my first train to get me into the city, and then from there catch another train to get me about 45 minutes away from my house. And then I'll have a drive in from there. Other than that, it's pretty much a full 8 hour. It is a full 8 hour day of just traveling, which I've never actually had in a number of years. Actually, the last sort of 8 hour day that I've had was 2018 when I flew to England. Wow. That's kind of funny. And you might be thinking, oh, it's like a short flight, like, are you going to sleep? No. Like, I don't sleep on planes that often. Like, if I'm going to, like, Europe or something, yeah, I'll try to sleep a little bit. Like, even if it's, like, 2-3 hours, like, I'm happy at that point. But if it's, like, Toronto to Calgary or something like that, it's, like, a 4 or 5 hour flight, yeah, I'm not sleeping. Like, there's no point. Like, obviously, I do have stuff that I need to make sure I have and stuff like that. Like, I haven't even started packing. Like, because I've just been so busy at work. It's just like, I get home, all I want to do is literally have food, have a drink, and go to bed, basically. So, yeah. But I am going to pack tomorrow night, being Monday night. I'll probably pack around like sort of this time, like 10 to 11 or something like that. But I'm hoping, like I said, I can pick up a Switch while I'm out there. That's my goal. You might be thinking, oh, why didn't you get one last year? Like I said, I didn't have a job last year, right? Like, all last year I was looking for work pretty much since... So, I took a few months off, obviously, from trying to do any sort of find work and stuff like that. I wanted a bit of a break from college. So, I basically took January to, like, March off, really, from looking. And then sort of starting in April till basically the end of the year, I was sort of looking. I didn't really look much in July last year. Because obviously last year I went out west last year, full road trip. But yeah, so full road trip last year, which was fun. I did end up picking a couple games up, one physical and a couple digital. I could have picked up a Switch, but I'm just like, I'll wait until I have a job. And like I said, like, you might think, oh, like, I'm hating this job that I have right now. I actually don't. Well, not in the traditional sense, let me put it that way. Like, is it what I want? No. It's what I would consider a decent, summer job, shall we say. Gets me out of the house, allows me to earn the money that I want, or need to buy the hardware that I want. It gets me out of the house. So, in hindsight, even though it's not the job I want, I'm still grateful for it. And the funny thing is, I've always had a lot of respect for restaurant workers of any type. Fast food, whatever. I've always had respect for them because that is a tough job. And now seeing the other side of it, like being basically, shall we say, in the trenches, like actually making the food and all that, it is tough. So a lot more respect to restaurant workers, kitchen staff, waitresses, waiters, all those guys. Like, would I want to do this day in, day out for a living? No. But like I said, it's given me skills and stuff like that. Even though it's not what I want to do, I am still very, very grateful for it. And you might be thinking, oh, will you do this again next year? It is a contingency that I have in place, meaning backup plan. But basically, once I finish this job, sometime in October, the real work begins, trying to find an actual proper, 9 to 5 office job, like a more traditional, shall we say, job. But if I can't find anything, then I will fall back and use this as a backup job. But who knows, right? But for now, my goal is to finish out the summer, which luckily it's only like 1, 2, basically 3.5 months left, and I'm done. So yeah, like I said, like, it's not a job that I would like to do next year, but if I have to do it, I obviously have the skills and the knowledge on how to do everything. But we'll see what happens, right? It is a backup plan I have in place. Hope I don't need to do it, shall we say, but if I need to, I need to, right? But my main goal at this point is finish out the summer and then look over the winter, like fall, winter, that whole sort of thing, for a job for the new year. If I can find something quickly, then great. But who knows though. But and you might be wondering, like, when's your next stream? I'm still toying with the idea of streaming very, very early Tuesday. Not 100% sure yet. I'm still toying with it. But if I do pick up a Switch while I'm out west, possible stream Friday night. Probably around 8:30, 8:45, maybe a bit later. Probably around 11, probably, I would say 11:30, and wrap by like 12:30, 1:45. That's sort of my plan. Go from like 11:30 to like 12:30 or something, 12:45 probably. Because I know I would probably have work the next morning. So, anyways, yes. So last day of work for this week. Well, at least till week today probably, or Saturday or something. But yeah, last day tomorrow for the week. It was so funny too because I had 4 days off. One of them was already scheduled, booked off. But I had Monday, Tuesday. I could have worked Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday I could have worked. I would have actually rather have worked Thursday and had the Monday off. But that didn't happen. I had Thursday off, worked Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then I have 4 days off. So basically back-to-back 4 days off. But like I said, these 4 days coming up were scheduled. Like they were already ones that they knew about. These ones weren't just like standard days off. Like for example, Wednesday was booked off because I had some family stuff I had to do. But yeah, so like I said, if I can get a Switch and all that, while I'm out there, and let's say Pokemon Scarlet or Violet or whatever, I am going to probably set up like a temp profile or something like that, like a secondary profile, so that I can actually start playing. And then when I get back on Friday, I would probably start it on my main. But who knows? Right, so anyways, adios.